Let's get to it. Yeah, it's the double Sentinel. Let's get to it. Yeah, it's the double Sentinel compositions.
Relationship goals,
Making
right
me
there.
giggle at the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, this is really interesting. If there was any team though that understands how to break down a Killjoy chamber composition, I think it would be Jet and NRG, because they have run this themselves. Not exactly this composition, but a similar archetype of the comp. And look at how they're set up on the pistol round. We're just set for a clockwise rotation of Haven.
Yeah, essentially. I mean, when we get to see the gameplay, you guys can see it. It's a fully grouped up NRG over towards C. And they are ready for a heavy hit. Likewise for ZETA Division, fully grouped up, trying to take a lobby control. I think you've got to do that. You have a flood defense against the double war comp that NRG are playing, or you'll try and flank and disrupt it. And here it is. Pistol round, flash to the corner. Just to clear it close. Laz, that is dangerous, man. You're not in your TP. Doesn't take the rendezvous.
Brutal, caught out by the Trailblazer, trying to make something happen, worried because the rest of ZETA are so far away.
And there is
Here
that
comes
fast
that flank.
Yeah.
Now the reason that the flank is so good is because mostly the post plant is going to be dictated by Finesse's utility, and that is focused towards spawn.
Trying to flip the map, maybe? I mean, it's a difficult comp to do so. Yeah, it's all just being contained, except not in Garage Depth. His job really is just to try and hold it back, but they've already flipped it for them, and they've taken spawn out of it here. Finesse with his back to all of it. Still 3 shots will finish off.
That's a big comms
IGL,
problem.
yep, it is. 10 sticking, halfway on, already onto the defuse. Victor from range. Needed to land that one. Sticking, Crow, surely you don't do it, he can't hit it. It's all Victor with the ghost. Cover taps in the end, and that's a pistol round for NRG.
Nice idea by ZETA, and good try by Det too, picking up 3 in the round. But NRG's composition is going to be extremely good in post plants. Some of the pros call this the kind of protect the president comp, where the idea is that you're just escorting the Viper onto sites, and then you're putting down the orb, you're putting down the snake bites, and it just makes it incredibly difficult to set retake in. And one of the other reasons that ZETA's comp, though, might have ways of playing around this is that they can be very free with where they're positioned. They're going to get passive information from Alarm Bot, from Turret, from the trademark too. So that means that you can free up your players to rotate much more quickly around the map, because you're not worried about people lurking on you.
Which should help them, ideally with the flood defense, but NRG game plan now taking up the orb over towards C, see if they can get the ults online. I mean, Victor is 3 away now. Goes towards it with the kills and the plans that he's getting.
The Trailblazer just sees a completely empty C site. Finesse looking to try and take it instantly.
Don't have garage control though, still orbs up. Finesse doesn't have any snake bites.
Yeah, prioritize the buy, the full armor here.
Nades. A little bit late in terms of denying. They're out into the open. There's a flash as well that connects ever so slightly delayed. Laz will be able to do much more from this one with the plant down.
And look at this, the idea of trying to push back through a high tide and a cascade.
Yeah, you just get slowed.
And then you're taking decay damage, and you're also potentially taking vulnerable when Finesse has got his snake bites up in later rounds. It is really, really difficult to pull off retakes. And ZETA don't have a big retake on. They don't have Sova Breach, where you have tons of utility to be able to get back in. Where to pull off retakes. And ZETA don't have a big retake on. They don't have Sova Breach, where you have tons of utility to be able to get back in. They need to be ready to fight as the plant goes down, as Finesse gets into sight. And now as they get weapons up, we'll get to see what this defense looks like properly. Much more spread, less of a gamble.
As has the rendezvous for safety up just behind him. He looks like he wants to try and take that line into short. There's a 5 ball in his face though. Plenty of bodies ready and waiting. NRG. Nesto for now holding this corner. So is Laz. Backing away, and they do have the setup for it. I mean, ZETA, they've got the right idea. There's a star laid down to try and help the players defending around A short. Well defended over towards A.
Nice from Laz, and
Laz.
the Trailblazer too, getting info behind this Viper wall.
Does Victor expect this? I mean, nasty angle when you're on top of the box. That is also particularly nasty. Precise with that one, a jump spot punished. Good adjustment though, Victor is there. Not taking a TP, not to safety. Laz Maybe a bit of a misstep. Wanted to just try and buy his time a little bit more, closer towards it. NRG now getting that plant down. It's a situation you don't want to find yourself in. If you are ZETA Division, trying to retake into this, look at it again, Cascade, Orb.
Dep got past the Orb, though. Could be a danger for Ardis. Still chances here for ZETA, but it's going to get tough.
Yeah, and Heaven's being watched for. 10. Look at this angle. The Som's just currently sitting at, just watching it. Anybody who pushes forwards, it's just, yeah, crumbling.
What a bonus from NRG. Laz was the real danger player there, set up on that deep line down short.
You need to hold on to controller short there. I can understand why Laz didn't take the TP, but...
I mean, to be honest, I think he was happy to duel against Ardis again. That's just spam from everyone, but Ardis swings through this smoke instantly to try and trade the fight. Super confident. Laz is thinking, yeah, I'm kind of posted. I'm here early enough to be able to take a duel like this and feel favored about it.
Yeah.
And Ardis just swings and deletes him. 6-1 already in the map. The times where we've seen Ardis play Jet here, I feel like it's his best map.
Big reveal here. Yeah.
He always pops off.
Fights, he is bobbing off. They spot a ton of bodies. NRG, Finesse making the call here to just lurk up towards A. Well, Laz, that's nice. Not claiming a second. Good exit strategy. Finesse. Arms out wide. Orb. Drop down. How does he play this one now?
Laz is calling over the reinforcements.
Yeah, it's definitely more time over. Oh my, Headhunter!
Down A.
A few more bullets left to do some serious damage. That's a team flash. Unfortunate.
That's not useful.
There's a minute left to play with, and NRG, they do slow it down, so showing a bit of discipline.
They can go for the full rotate here. Maybe use a Reckoning just to make sure that one of the sites is clear. Instead, actually, they're using Ardis as a bit of a lurk player. This is a weird strategy to go for when you're down players.
Got 2 smokes, he might be able to evade the trademark. Yeah, and he's pushed up behind them. He can hear the trademark. Oh, no, okay. That's going to pull them all the way back, along with the spike as well, over towards this area.
Wow, that fake onto B has absolutely worked like a treat. What a play by called by Finesse. Just pulled everyone away from the A site, and Ardis walked in.
One to defend. There's a deep Stardo. Let it bloom. A chance to try and come through. Into it is played to perfection. Ardis. Oh, yeah. So willing to take that fight. Now, listen. Yep, eco kills. Okay. Also, already had his ult, so if I'm really being a critic, someone else should have got those kills. No, I'm kidding. But he's doing all right.
I mean, they dodged a rough situation there. Laz hit 2 beautiful shots with the Headhunter to be able to put his team in a nice situation to win. And
that is lovely.
Finesse called a beautiful fake on the other side, using the fact that his Viper Wall covers short and B to create pressure on both sides, combined that with a Harbor Wall from Som, and it really sold the B hit. ZETA were trying to full rotate. So come get this or come get these.
I mean, that greatly changes. Also, already. Oh, yeah. So there's a deep.
This is a weird.
Showing a bit of discipline.
It's full.
Left to do some serious time over. Oh my, Headhunter.
Down A.
A few more bullets left to do some serious damage. That's a team flash. Unfortunate.
It's not useful.
There's a minute left to play with, and NRG, they do slow it down, so showing a bit of discipline.
They can go for the full rotate here. Maybe use a Reckoning just to make sure that one of the sites is clear. Instead, actually, they're using Ardis as a bit of a lurk player. This is a weird strategy to go for when you're down players.
Got 2 smokes, he might be able to evade the trademark. Yeah, and he's pushed up behind them. He can hear the trademark. Oh, no, okay. That's going to pull them all the way back, along with the spike as well, over towards this area. Yeah.
Wow, that fake onto B has absolutely worked like a treat.
Okay. Kills. No, I'm kidding. But he's doing all right.
I mean, they dodged a rough situation there. Laz hit 2 beautiful shots with the Headhunter to be able to put his team in a nice situation to win. And
that is lovely.
Finesse called a beautiful fake on the other side, using the fact that his Viper Wall covers short and B to create pressure on both sides, combined that with a Harbor Wall from Som, and it really sold the B hit. ZETA were trying to full rotate. So come get this or come get these.
I mean, that greatly changes the reaction.
Honest, I mean, what? They've played the piss. He feels like there's something going on there. But you've got to hope that the coach has identified something that's going to be really useful heading into these later rounds.
This comp is really hard to play against. I mean, the double war comp on Haven might be approaching a point as well, just in terms of success rates on it, that it becomes almost the standard, I think, on Haven.
It was one
Really
of the things
difficult to deal with.
It was one of the things that annoyed me the most about watching Loud is that they weren't playing Haven with this composition, and they've just brought it back into the rotation. So, love to see that from the Americas teams. And it's going to put a real twist on things for squads like ZETA in Pacific.
Yeah, it's hardest going with this. Judge, Blade Storm.
Straight into Laz with Chamber Ult.
Yep, tour de force here, holding this corner and the angle, but it's such a difficult shot to hit. Barely a timing here, and look at the util. Dump all the way through! Dep! No way! That's 4 that fall! To hit. Barely a timing here, and look at the util. Dump all the way through! Dep! No way! That's 4 that fall!
Now's the time to go for the ace!
Man, insanity! And the ace! Holy!
It's over in a flash! This is over and done so quickly!
Yeah, that's my reaction. Bro, there's no way.
Dep is there just to support Laz in case something like that happens. It's a bait and switch kind of setup.
Does he stop there?
What is that one as well? God. This is one of the fastest ace plays
That
I've
is
seen.
crazy. That's like the final bullet as well. Oh my God.
That's one to fire ZETA up.
Yeah. If you needed a round to get you back into it, that's it.
And it would have been a cool play even had Dep not instantly aced. The idea being that Laz takes contact, TPs away, and it plays Dep in, you know, for a cheeky 2 with NRG not checking the corner. That's what they were hoping would happen. They got more than they even bargained for.
Both flashes used early by Crashies. He was just clearing towards C in mid, ensuring that it wasn't taken, but it didn't clear close to the corner 10. Crosshair placement's good though. Artis, good awareness.
Continues to be a demon on these entries.
He is.
He's 10 and 2. He's slaughtering ZETA, apart from the prior round.
Footstep maybe? I'm sure, but Laz is playing in front of his trademark. There's no way. Okay. Clear in the corner.
Teleport's
Lockdown. You have got to be joking, Laz. You've got to be joking. No way! Okay. Evened it up. 4 versus 4, and it's lockdown. Oh, Victor can't catch that rotation. It's thrown confusion into the mix.
ZETA want to try and get into sights as
30
quickly as
seconds
possible, but there's nobody really here. It's only Dep. He spotted one.
Yep, spotted it now, and you really have to put a bit more of a defense. Only missing.
Not go where Finesse was
Lockdown earned inside the smoke, bit of spam. Dep just really falling there. Crow towards the back. To pieces.
This
Where the
round's
round's
done.
going. It is done. You can't play into this one.
It is just all wrapped up.
Win taken out the sails for Zeta Division.
Yeah, jeers from the crowd, but sensible option for ZETA, just trying to keep hold of whatever guns they have. You can, I mean, you can't even really do damage to the NRG economy. You just end up running into sight.
Yeah.
And you see that ZETA really need to be playing for these flood defenses.
They do.
They can't afford to play big set retakes like that. But when you leave A open, it then leaves you in a weird spot where Dep and Crow are just trying to run back in. You know, they just get spammed.
Yeah.
So ZETA are currently finding it very difficult to get the read on where Finesse is rotating the troops. They have the freedom, more so than most compositions, in terms of where they position themselves, because they've got all of that Sentinel utility to still give them info around the map, and yet still FNS has got them in loops.
Have to see the adjustments here. I did like the initial defensive setup by ZETA. I mean, when they play Laz into short, I just think he needs a little bit more help if you are going to try and defend him there.
That's an unfortunate one. Dep falling. Though his position was known. He'd already been spotted up in heaven. Finesse has a decent.
Dep has an Odin.
Okay, that's a little interesting.
Thought he was going to go for a play at double doors. Not quite. He's going to look towards C.
That's a weird one.
Yeah. Sheer firepower to brute force it, maybe. Trailblazer spotting out the alarm bot now. We'll clear that one.
And they'll have spotted the fact that there's an Odin over there. I mean, he's already shot. Laz posted behind the Viper wall. So this isn't going to deny too much information over towards A. He's got his trademark too. And Crow flashes to make sure no one's timed him down long. So now Laz can just be left watching A. Crow has the freedom to be able to rotate off and help 10, but 10 is currently getting pressure.
In with the Cove. Is that a lineup? Good, nice with it, honestly. Artist dashing up towards the top, and he's granted one. Not quite a freebie, still have to work for it.
It's another kind of pump
fake. Bait and switch. There are players to meet them though, ZETA. They are here, and they are trying to strike back here with the Odin, the crossfire. Sugar Zero, close to the corner now, avoiding it, but does not avoid the fire. And again, it's Laz picking up the pieces out in the open, man.
NRG are catching ZETA off on so many.
Zero, they are here. Work for it.
It's another kind of pump
fake. Bait and switch. There are players to meet them though, ZETA. They are
उन्हें आ भी गया था क्रॉसर में डैमेज लेना भी शुरू वापस कई
and they are trying.
अब देखो इन्हें इसका पिक लिया ना
strike back here with the
ये दोनों साथ लाइन में आते हैं देखा 1v1
put in the crossfire. Sugar Zero close to the corner now, avoiding it, but does not avoid the fire. And again, it's Laz picking up the pieces out in the open, man.
NRG are catching ZETA off on so many of these angles.
Yeah.
Deb too, just, I mean, you know, going back and forth from the ADS takes so long on the Odin. He doesn't really have the time to be able to do that.
It's a bit weird.
And NRG are hitting the site. But these plays are so well constructed from NRG.
And how do you even win this? Nano Swarms. 3 players to clear and flush out. Laz, he's got the money. If you go this one, turret takes first contact. Nano Swarms, deaded. It's just an impossibility.
Yeah, I don't think there's any timing.
Yeah. They lined up. But this is NRG domination.
And Laz struggling in a 1v3 there that seems unwinnable. And also having to try and call against Finesse on this map. Puts him in a similar level of a bind.
Enemy remaining.
Look at these fights. NRG just peeking you from expectation, like angles that you don't expect.
Artis is frying as well. I mean,
he is
14-3.
I swear he always goes nuts on Haven playing Jet. This composition sets him up for so much success because you get free space with the cast.
What's he looking for here? Showstopper, Satchel up into the air, the dash back. No, Artis is healthy as anything.
What a
150 dodge. Into the air, the dash back. They got to know it. What's he looking for? Push forward. See a 10 This showstopper close to the corner here. This has to be cleared. They got to know it. What's he looking for here? Showstopper, Satchel up into the air, the dash back. No, Artis is healthy as anything.
What a
150.
dodge.
Completely avoided.
And now NRG leave again. You know, ZETA are worried. They could still be all the way down short and down long, and NRG are just taking map control.
मिड पे जो टर्रेट है ना ये गराज भी देख लेना तो कभी भी अपने को रोटेट करना है पुश करके ये पूरी स्पेस अपनी
playing with it so well. They're bamboozling ZETA. Still have 3 players over towards A, only now looking for a reclear towards short.
You know, witness the masterclass is what it feels like here. Seekers clearing the way, safe path into the back of the site. Laz with the operator trying to retake. Shots are fired off, but nothing gained. Artis is unorthodox. The Viper's Pit, I mean, this essentially should win it. It's going to take so much more. Into the corner here, Crow. Trailblazer, Artis forced to back away. He's out in the open. Taken out into the sky here, but still they have this Viper's Pit to get through. They've used all their tools, really. The boom button, Trailblazer, spam into the corner. Som survives on 2 health. Flash around over the top, Laz.
Oh, tragic.
They thought he was being cheeky with it. Drop though. Exchange still. They have so many tools to just push them away here. NRG, as long as they survive. And yet it ticks away any chances now of winning this one. You have to back away. This is heartbreak for ZETA.
One of the things that I think NRG do at a world-class level, up there with the very best teams in the world, is mix in different tempos to their game. They'll hit you with a fast round, and it'll look exactly the same as if they're going for a fake, and it'll look exactly the same as if they're going for a slow round too. You know, their cascade that they use down A, you have no idea if they're going to instantly go into an A hit off the back of that. The round where Finesse was able to post up Artis and Shee, and you only know ability
Poor against this composition. We've already been, talking about it. You have to flood defense. You have to try and play to push them away so they can't even set up into post plants in the first place. But it's a 3-side map of Haven, and when Finesse is calling on it, he's obfuscating everything.
He certainly is. And on top of that, it really helps when Artis is getting every first kill, it feels like. That was a major problem when they played against Billy. I said it before, I'll say it again. They were 2 and 8, Artis and Victor combined on that second map on the attack side.
Plays to meet them.
Jet hai upar dash mein.
This looks like a full-on hit from NRG. That lineup as well is going to be going, I believe, towards the back of the side so nobody can flood in. Nano Swarm. Cascade spamming. No kills.
No damage.
Yeah, no damage, in fact. All the way through with Dog. It catches, and Artis seeks to claim, and late claim too. They're in a sight here. Dodge out of flash is excellent. 10. It's desperation at this point with the Stinger. Vulnerable up. He has to swing into them, and he cannot do a bloody thing.
Victor as well spams onto Crow, who was trying to send in some level of flash to support. And Laz, IGL star player on Chamber, left wondering where it's going so wrong. NRG are ready for what ZETA are throwing at them. It's a nice idea from ZETA. I feel like that's one of the reasons why Depp even picked up an Odin in one of the prior rounds, is to try and spam if NRG are using the Cascade to take C long. And they just counter spam. And then the ZETA players can't do a thing.
Last feeling like he has to go for it.
There's
But
7.
no, you have to save, yeah. It's ticking. He hears the footsteps.
If he
Economic
does
damage
save,
doesn't do anything, no.
no, if he does save, at least he has an op and can drop somebody else. These situations are gutting. And especially when you feel like you have the mechanical ability to win some of these, some of the time, you feel like, oh, maybe I should go for it.
Yeah. There's a reason we were saying, ZETA Division potentially going to be looking back at that Bayern map when they were on map point and kicking themselves. The turning point of the series because, yeah, it is essentially the playground of Finesse.
And you have to keep up the pressure constantly on NRG. You think back to how Billy were able to upset them. There was always pressure in their face. Now, NRG were never allowed to get comfortable. Once they find the comfort zone and find the rhythm, it is so difficult to push them out of it. That's the task that ZETA now have. Looks like 10 might want to get aggressive down mid. Bit of a walk push. He's tucking into Cubby again. He's done this already. We'll see whether NRG think about it if they do end up going back to mid.
Hey, both Nanos committed. Just to clear out that spot, they're going to be weighted out.
That's weird, though. I mean, that's a major defensive tool that's just... And a lockdown!
Yeah, this is so early on.
18 seconds into the round.
20, but they're trying to funnel players into 10, who's close up into mid. He's got the rest of his team here. They're hoping for a reaction from NRG.
But they're just not doing it. There's no quick reaction. Instead, NRG are just looking to try and retake the space that they just lost. ZETA are going to have to find a timing.
And, well, losing the fights out. It's traded by Depp here. Grouped up, Satchels getting out of there. Laz is behind you. Crashes falls, and here's the instantaneous reaction. Artis already deep onto the side. Sugar Zero left to try and shut this one down. Up drop down. No way. Sugar Zero thought it was all clear. Som's helping him out. Down. No way. Sugar Zero thought it was all clear. Som's helping him out. Beaming down the opposition. Down. Up. Instantaneous reaction. Artis already.
उन्हें इधर ठहरे हुआ है इन्हें साइड के लिए आ रहा समझना बोल के उन्हें ऊपर चलेगा इन्हें समझो चलो इन्हें ऊपर चलेगा जेट ऐसा समझ रही जेट सोच रही होंगी पूरा साइड खाली है आ जाओ इन्हें को आ जाओ बोल रही इन्हें हेवन पे चले गए मैं हल्लू आके प्लांटर को मार देती हूँ बोल के और उन्हें क्या करा
deep onto the side. Sugar Zero
अब ड्राफ्ट करा
try and shut this one
करके नीचे आ रहा देखो फिर उन्हें अरे इन्हें ऊपर चले गए बोल के नीचे आ रहा और नीचे गिरते वक्त भी साउंड नहीं आना बोल के फायर करता देखा
down. Up drop down. No way. Sugar Zero thought it was all clear. Som's helping him out. Beaming down the opposition.
That's got it all to do on the flank.
Fast flank, but Finesse, he's got the angle, moving forwards, wasn't quite favoured, damage done to either side here. Where's the kill? It's collected. All for the IGL. 8-1, about to be 9-1.
And ZETA are throwing everything they can at the wall here, trying to get something to stick, and it's just not working. Crow's in a spot where even if he jumps out on the ledge, he's got Som and Finesse waiting to gun him down. It's just another unwinnable 1v3 that ZETA find themselves looking towards. And this, probably the closest round they've had to be able to put one on the board in a long while. Laz found a really nice timing past Victor's alarm bot right as Victor fell, and it felt like there might be something happening there. Up until Artis just drops down from heaven and nails the shot onto Sugar Zero. Even when ZETA have ideas that are working and timings that they find, NRG have found their form and they're now on fire. I mean, look at this. That's the kind of situation where maybe, you know, Sugar Zero's a little quicker around the corner, a little quicker on the trigger.
Maybe collects it onto Artis. Yeah, there's a chance potentially, but you can feel the frustration.
Especially for Laz, who we know already wears his heart on his sleeve, right? We've seen it at previous tournaments too, how much these losses can affect him. But he's now the IGL, the team captain, everything, all of the weight on his shoulders. Superstar, IGL, has to try and make something work here.
Deep nade into the position, but Finesse has already passed it into the angle. Tucked into short. The order is sent out. The rest of his team looking to try and break some of this utility. Turret only just placed here, actually. Off on the angle there. Crash is trying to spam through the wall to bring it down.
Artis is looking to poke and prod towards B. And Laz is set up here with an interesting setup. Rendezvous manages to get him out into spawn so he can really try and hard anchor towards the back. But
he's looking left and right. Yeah, I mean, there's no one else covering a different section.
No. Spotted.
And it's clear, 10 with a chance. Yeah, jumping right into the fray here, but a call is made for NRG. Jumping straight into this one. Trailblazer catches.
Oh, he got punished.
Stays it!
How is Artis slaughtering them all so easily?
He's ripping them to pieces. Cast the curse.
Down he goes.
Yeah, Crow.
Another 1v3 for Crow.
Just cannot be done. Surely, you have to make a go of it here. Crossfire setup, it's impossible. It's just impossible.
He's got a flash.
Disheartening. Impossible. Just impossible.
He's got a flash.
Disheartening. Truly disheartening.
I mean, absolutely brutal for him. Everybody on NRG, everybody on ZETA, quiet, allowing Crow to play the clutch, but realizing that this game has completely slipped away from them.
This is it. At this point, on the precipice, it's an elimination match. ZETA on the verge of going home.
And in the silence that's forced by these dreadful clutches towards the ends of the rounds, that sense of dread is going to seep by these dreadful clutches towards the ends of the rounds. That sense of dread is going to seep in. And when Artis is doing stuff like that to you, what's the answer? It simply isn't one unless you can stand up and shoot back.
Right now. He's a monster. Last round of the first half.
We haven't seen the 13-1.
No, I mean, we haven't. And we've seen comebacks before. Maybe not like this.
I don't think I've ever seen one like this, Brent.
Yeah. Turret taken care of. Laz seeking to reclaim that space right after the point here. Oh, Blazer. Not sure if that spotted anything, but 10's close to the corner as well onto this one. And they're all falling once more. They're trying to fight over to this, but again, it makes it so difficult to read. The Viper Wall up in their faces. Okay, Reckoning.
Just running around with Util out.
Feet. A chance for Crow, but barely that. Just a chance. Can't take it. And again, it's Laz, IGL captain.
Spike planted.
This time you have to make the play into it, but you've got walls to get through, the lockdown to get through. It's an impossibility. It's just not possible. And yeah, he realized, I mean, even just like the detainment here, he's like, okay, well, what can you do?
What's he gonna do?
That is sad, yeah.
The last time that these two teams faced, it was heartbreak for ZETA, but in a very different way. A great run ended this time, looking down the barrel of the end of their entire year, not been able to replicate that same level of success they found at Reykjavik. And what a deflating way for it to look to end. An 11-1 half, completely outplayed here.
Pure domination. Yeah, Finesse has just called an absolutely impeccable game on this half as well. Artis playing lights out on top of it. Absolutely incredible stuff. Let's send it down to the desk to break it down.
Thank you so much, fellas. Wow. is
hurts.
just, that's depressing.
Yeah, it definitely hurts. And look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, folks. ZETA, they're going to need to pull off a miracle to come back into this game, or else NRG are moving on in this competition.
But I mean, it would have to be the case here. NRG are just on the cusp of it, man. 11-1, heading into the pistol round now, and I mean, the form that they're in.
Yeah, they're looking fantastic to be able to close things out. What a recovery from NRG too, after being upset by Billy. And then looking dodgy in map 1, and it going all the way to OT. They've absolutely dismantled ZETA here.
Last round ZETA भी ऐसी खेली थी 3 है 2 C B पेरी
Reckon he gets there fast. Straight through B
Laz could get caught.
into A bit of a squeeze attempt. Are they going to go with it? No, actually going to go for the plant onto B, but taking control of the connect to Laz. Definite potential here for him to get caught, and he does, so it's cleared out. They're waiting for that lurk.
Look at 10 though. 10 has blast packed all the way up into heaven.
How was this happening?
Right there.
Som's heard something.
Yeah, he's heard it. He spotted it. Just seeking to contain.
This is a bizarre post-plant situation on
Very
B.
weird, close together now. They want to take a fight to him. No way, man. It's right clicks, it shares the pistols. The ones that really sailing him through. A tap onto it, forces out the pull, but 10, they know where he is. He's spotted out, and he's brought down.
NRG have never lost a match like this. We often see this core have slow starts in international tournaments, but they don't go out in groups that easily. A lot of naysayers after they lost to Billy, a lot of fraudulent accusations being levied online. And certainly with Bind, they were pushed. There were chances for ZETA to win that, many of them. But here, there was not a single one. The only round being gained by an ace. NRG looking like they've rebounded with a fierce fashion.
Setting themselves up for the series win continuation. ZETA, the verge of going home. Much earlier than they perhaps wanted. Artis, top of the box here. Returned with the fire. The shots are rattled, forcing the rotations from NRG.
Blinded.
Flash over the top though. Good reload. They are grouped up and they're finding it difficult to get options here. Trailblazer spots it, so that is there. Now crashes with the most to do, but at this angle, could seriously cause some decimation. Star's nice to set them back up onto it along with the Trailblazer. Doesn't get broken, so has to back away here. Fast up onto the angle, but look at this util. Immediately, high tide, cuts it off. ZETA just can't really get through it.
Oh, they don't need those kind of moments as well.
Stars drop, this is it. This is the moment. It's the turning point. It's where NRG really just make their stand and lay claim to it. Continuation in the tournament, they do not go lightly. ZETA still here, but Deb's the last one left. Jumping right click in his face, taking the fight to him. Picked up the upgrade. 1 versus 1, him versus Victor. Victor, a chance to make it clean cut. Turret spotted out, doesn't hit the shot, needs to stick the plant. Pressure mounting, and Victor delivers it. A final blow, and NRG, they send ZETA home.
In the most dominant map that we have seen thus far at Champions, and an absolutely bizarre one. And NRG were pushed, remember, on map 1. Well, you couldn't find 2 more different maps, I don't think.
No.
In terms of the competitiveness.
So different. I mean, definitely at this point. I mean, he should
work on and are going to continue to work on throughout the tournament.
I think we just overcomplicated against Billy. I think we would just play simple and play.
Need to work on throughout the tournament.
I think we just overcomplicated against Billy. I think we would just play simple.
We're going to continue to work on throughout the tournament.
I think we just overcomplicated against Billy. I think we would just play simple and play what we know. We're better players, we're a better team. So if we just keep it simple, we win the game. So yes, sir. The crowd, no, the crowd, no.
And my last question then, do you have any words to say to Billy as you face them for that rematch?
You guys are going home, 100%. Guaranteed, I promise you that.
All right, he's saying 100%. We're going to have to wait for that match as we send it back to you guys. Thank you, Arvin.
Thank you, no worries, thank you. God bless.
Oh my word. Artist with the spice. Más picante. I need a little bit of a cool off for a minute with how hot that was.
Yeah, it was, I mean, that's just Artist. He's always
Okay guys, GG, bye.